Fallen angel tattoos. Before demons ruled the abyss, they were angels, burning with light, purpose, and pride. But pride has a cost. This is part 5 of our series, Fallen Angels. Today we'll explore the stories of 5 archangels cast from the heavens. 5. Penemu. The name Penemu might sound like an obscure demon from some forgotten grimoire, but he was once an angel, a great archangel, second in power only to Lucifer himself. He was the angel of wisdom, one of the most powerful beings that ever existed, worshipped even by the gods themselves. His fall, however, was the most tragic of them all. It happened in a war between heaven and hell. There was no rebellion or sedition involved, just a conflict between two opposing armies. At first, it seemed as if heaven would win easily. The heavenly hosts were led by none other than Michael, the archangel, while Lucifer led the forces of darkness. Who could possibly hope to challenge such a being? Yet they fought valiantly. The seraphim were almost invincible, their numbers legion. The very earth trembled at their feet as they clashed in battle. And then Penemu made his move. It was a daring strategy. He sent a group of cherubim to seduce the angelic warriors of heaven, promising them untold pleasures and power. The plan worked. As the cherubim corrupted the hearts of the angelic legions, pandemonium broke out in the ranks of the heavenly hosts. Factions formed, swords were drawn, and the angelic army tore itself apart. When Michael realized what had happened, he confronted Penemu. The fallen angel laughed. "You are too late, brother. The war is over." And indeed it was. Heaven lost the war because its greatest champions fell prey to lust and debauchery. Penemu became the lord of sin, ruling over the 7 deadly sins, condemned to wander the earth until the end of time, watching humanity struggle against the temptations he offered so freely. 4. Kokabiel. Unlike Penemu, Kokabiel's fall was a rebellion, a defiance of the divine order. Long ago, he ruled over the 5th heaven, where the mighty seraphim reside. But his pride knew no bounds. He commanded legions of angels, each more radiant than the sun, whose wings beat the very stars out of the sky. In his arrogance, he declared himself the equal of God, a deity among angels. And so the war began. Kokabiel raised an army of angels against the Almighty. His followers became known as the Watchers, and they were formidable warriors. Their weapons shone like comets, and their every move shook the foundations of the celestial city. However, they were no match for the divine host. Soon, God intervened directly. Lightnings crackled around him, and the earth quaked before his wrath. Most of the Watchers were banished from heaven, forever barred from the presence of the Lord. But Kokabiel fought on, fueled by his pride and rage. For years he resisted, destroying countless heavenly legions. But in the end, even he was defeated. His wings were clipped, and he was cast down to the earth. In his fall, he caused earthquakes and floods, rewriting the scriptures and corrupting the righteous. Finally, he was sealed within the body of King Uzi-Umu, a ruler who would go on to become the embodiment of evil. And there he waits, plotting his revenge and whispering blasphemies against the Lord. 3. Azazel. Azazel was once a great warrior, an angel of the highest order, loyal and strong, but he too succumbed to the allure of power and knowledge. During the war in heaven, he defected, joining Lucifer in his rebellion. He led hordes of fallen angels into battle, their leader riding on his back as they carved swaths through the heavenly legions. His strength was immense, capable of crushing mountains and splitting seas. His weapons were forged from shadows and his armor shone like obsidian. But even his powers paled in comparison to the mysteries he sought. While the war raged around him, he ventured into the forbidden realms of human lore, seeking knowledge that would make him a god. It was there he discovered the secrets of the abyss, the gateway to hell. With this knowledge, He could have become immensely powerful, but Azazel desired more. He unleashed the full might of hell upon the world, causing earthquakes and pestilences. Even the righteous were not safe from his wrath. But his defiance did not last long. God descended upon him, wielding the full force of his divinity. Azazel was ripped from his mount and cast into the abyss, forever banished from heaven and hell. He wanders the earth now, a lonely spirit doomed to walk the path of perdition, forever seeking knowledge and power beyond his reach. 2. Samael. Few names strike terror like Samael, the angel of death, the bringer of disease. In life, he was the epitome of ruin and decay, but in death, he was legend. His story began as one of ambition. He yearned to be among the most powerful of the archangels, wielding the awesome power of the celestial legions. But his methods were unconventional, to say the least. He experimented with forbidden arts, merging angelic power with demonic influence. The result was terrifying. He gained immense power, enough to manipulate souls and raise the dead. He also developed a dark charisma, able to bend others to his will with ease. And so he rose in power, becoming the Lord of the South, ruling over the kingdom of Samat. But his rise came at a terrible price. His very essence became tainted, twisted into a mockery of his former self. And yet, despite his fall, he remained one of the most dangerous beings in existence. He influenced wars, bringing plagues and pestilence to entire nations. He corrupted kings, driving them to madness and destruction. Even the most devout saints feared his name. Yet his ambitions never waned. He sought dominion over heaven and hell alike, to become the supreme ruler of all creation. But such power was never his to claim. God cast him down from the heavens, banishing him to wander the earth until the end of time, forever seeking power he could never attain. Number 1. Lucifer. And finally, we come to the greatest of the fallen, the most iconic of the damned, Lucifer, the morning star. Born in the depths of heaven, he was the most beautiful of the angels, his wings shimmering like gold, his eyes burning with divine light. He was beloved by all, especially God, who favored him above all his creations. But Lucifer's pride knew no bounds. He considered himself equal to God, his beauty and power a testament to his superiority. He grew envious of humanity, whom God had blessed with free will and the ability to sin. Lucifer saw this as an insult, a slight against his perfection. And so he rebelled, gathering a third of the angelic host to his cause. The war that followed was the greatest in the history of creation. Armies of angels clashed in the skies, shaking the foundations of heaven. And when it was over, the victors were few and far between. Lucifer's followers were banished from the presence of the Lord, forever cast out from the celestial city. Lucifer himself was thrown down from the heights of heaven, crashing to the earth like a meteor. It was a sight to behold. The most beautiful angel turned demon, his golden wings now as black as night, his face twisted in a snarl of hatred and pain. But even in his fall, he retained his power, becoming the Lord of Hell, ruling over the abyss and whispering blasphemies against the Almighty. And thus ended the tale of Lucifer, the fallen angel who dared to challenge God and lost. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more content like this.